pretend to be an influencer. I guess what I am is just a freelance.
ASMR world. I hope everyone is well today. In today's video, I thought we could have a little look at a collection of books that I have by the late great Terry Pratchett. Now, I have a lot of Terry Pratchett books, but I've not read a lot of Terry Pratchett books. I've maybe read maybe 4 of them, 3 or 4. But I decided to make a fresh start on them, which is why I thought I'd show you the ones I have. Now, these types of books by Terry Pratchett have been around in my life since I was a young boy. My dad had a few, and my uncle, when I was a young kid, had a lot of them. I was always fascinated by the bright colours on their covers. So like these, like the images, always quite entertaining. Not so much this one, but like this one here. The animated drawings always fascinated me. So what we're going to do is take a look at a couple at a time because there's a lot here to get through. So in no particular order, we have Masquerade, which is this one here. And I'll read the back of it to you. The show must go on as murder, music and mayhem run riot in the night. The Opera House, Ankh-Morpork, a huge rambling building where innocent young sopranos are lured to their destiny by a strangely familiar evil mastermind in a hideously deformed evening dress. At least he hopes so. But Granny Weatherwax, Discworld's most famous witch, is in the audience, and she doesn't hold with that sort of thing. So there's going to be trouble. But nevertheless, a good evening's entertainment with murders you can really hum. So I'm looking forward to reading that. Granny Weatherwax appears in a lot of the Terry Pratchett Discworld books. This one is Night Watch, and it's actually a series at the minute on BBC iPlayer called The Watch, and that is based on these books. So this one says Commander Sam Vimes of the Ankh-Morpork City Watch had it all, but now he's back in his own roughly tough past, without even the clothes he was standing up in when the lightning struck. Living in the past is hard, dying in the past is incredibly easy, but he must survive because he has a job to do. How to be a good copper and change the outcome of a bloody rebellion. There's a problem. If he wins, he gets no wife. Or he's got no wife. No child, no future. A Discworld tale of one city with a full chorus of street urchins, ladies, have negotiable affection, rebels, secret policemen and other children of the revolution. Yeah, so this one's about the police in Ankh-Morpork. I'm going to move these out of the way one at a time as we get the new ones in. So there's one. Weatherwax, Nanny Hogg, and Margaret Garlick. Travelling to the distant city of Genoa, things are never that simple. Servant girls have to marry the prince. That's what life is all about. You can't find a happy ending, at least up until now. And this one is called Eric, which is one of his shorter books. Eric is the Discworld's only demonology hacker. Pity he's not very good at it. All he wants is his 3 wishes granted. Nothing fancy, just to be immortal, to rule the world and have the most beautiful woman in the world fall madly in love with him. You know, the usual stuff. But instead of a tractable demon, or traceable demon, no, tractable, that's it, Eric calls up Rincewind, the most incompetent wizard in the universe, and his extremely intractable and hostile travel accessory, the luggage. So in the very first Discworld book, Rincewind is a wizard. I'm reading at the minute, and there is a big box of luggage following him around everywhere that eats people. With them on his side, Eric's in for a ride through space and time that is bound to make him wish quite fervently again, this time that he'd never been born. So I haven't read these 2 yet. Hopefully I've not cut these out on the video, it's hard to see. Let me have a look. Oh, that looks fine. Next we have another witch's book. This is The Weird Sisters. I think this is the first time Granny Weatherwax appears in the Discworld books. Witches are not by nature gregarious, and they certainly don't have leaders. Granny Weatherwax was the most highly regarded of the leaders they didn't have, but even she found that meddling in royal politics was a lot more difficult than certain playwrights would have you believe. Yeah, I have started this one in the past, I believe. I think I got up to this one. I need to get back into it. Then we have Sorcery. I think I got this off of, I got this off eBay. So somebody's left. I'll put this inside. There was an 8th son of an 8th son. He was quite naturally a wizard, and there it should have ended. However, for reasons we'd better not get into, he had 7 sons, and then he had an 8th son, a wizard squared, a source of magic, a sorcerer. So I think the deal with this book is you're meant to, like if you have 8 kids, they're meant to have 8 kids in Discworld, and this one only had 7, but then an 8th one came along, something like that. I can't remember, I have read that one before. I'm sure I have. It rings a bell. Next we have moving pictures. This is all about cinemas, like movies anyway, or how movies would be done in Discworld anyway. So, the alchemists of the Discworld have discovered the magic of the silver screen. But what is the dark secret of Hollywood Hill? Instead of Hollywood Hill, Hollywood Hill. It's up to Vic, who can't sing, can't dance, can handle a sword a little, and Fedder Wivel. I come from a little town you've probably never heard of, to find out. Then we have Interesting Times. revolutionary treatise, What I Did on My Holidays. Workers are uniting with nothing to lose but their water buffaloes. War and Clancy are spreading throughout the ancient cities, and all that stands in the way of terrible doom for everyone is Rincewind the Wizard, who can't even spell the word wizard, Cohen the Barbarian, hero 5 foot tall, in his surgical sandals, who has had a lifetime's experience of not dying, and a very special butterfly. They're just so quirky, these books are, and what I love is that Terry Pratchett started writing these in, I think it was 83. The first one came out 1983, and like, there's no internet back then or anything like that. It's just, I like to think of him, I don't know where he actually lived, but I like the idea that he lived maybe in Cornwall or Devon by the sea, and he'd sit in like a little pub at night in a corner, chucking it down with rain outside, battering the windows and the rocks and whatnot, and by the sea, and he's just sitting there writing these amazing books. Next we have Feet of Clay. There's a werewolf with pre-lunar tension in Ankh-Morpork, and a dwarf with a attitude, and a golem who's begun to think for itself. But for Commander Vimes, head of Ankh-Morpork City Watch, that's only the start. There's treason in the air. A crime has happened. He's not only got to find out who done it, but how done it too. He's not even sure what they done. But as soon as he knows what the questions are, he's going to want some answers. The last one I'll show you today is this one, because I might cut this into maybe 2 or 3 videos. This one here is Pyramids. It says, being trained by the Assassin's Guild in Ankh-Morpork did not fit Tepik for the task assigned to him by fate. He inherited the throne of the desert kingdom of Chilpiri, I don't know how you pronounce that, rather earlier than he expected. His father wasn't too happy about it either, but that was only the beginning of his problems. So he says Pyramids, the Book of Going Forth is the 7th Discworld novel, and the most outrageously funny to date. So this one is number 7. I don't actually have them all in order. I don't have 1 to whatever number it is. I probably have about 20, maybe 30 of the books, but there's quite a few I don't have. I would eventually like to get all these brand new again so I can keep them in good condition. A lot of these are second hand. 1 or 2 I might have bought new, but majority are second hand books. Anyway guys, if you're a Terry Pratchett fan, let me know your favourite one, your favourite book, and let me know what books you are enjoying reading at the minute. I'll see you all again very soon guys. Take it easy. Bye bye.